One of the most important tools that we have in the divorce process is an amazing app called OFW, Our Family Wizard. And this app is regularly recommended by the courts, by guardians ad litem, by child attorneys, and by therapists to be used in order to both document the communications that are existing between the parties, between the parents, and to ensure and facilitate a smooth communication, right? Because if we know that everything that we say is going to be documented and, as they say, can and will be used against you in a court of law, then we're much more likely to behave in a polite and careful manner. Also, if the majority of the communication that's taking place is through this app, and there are some other options other than OFW, but this is one of the most preferred apps in Cook County and the collar counties in the state of Illinois, then we're going to facilitate a positive, professional communication that in the end is going to be in the best interest of the children. So the co-parenting app is a very important tool that exists in order to facilitate a proper, polite, and careful communication between the parties, because everything that's going to be used, going to be stated, is going to be documented by the app and can be used against one in a court of law, as we say. So it's a very powerful tool to make sure that both parents are minding their P's and Q's, are behaving professionally, and acting and communicating in a way that's in the best interest of the children. So typically in these cases, we want to make sure whenever possible that the parents are able to communicate with one another in a clear, direct, and professional way, and to set boundaries in a way that's not going to require always going to the attorneys or going to the judge in order to resolve these communication issues. So you should speak to your attorney to get some basic advice on how to try and set these boundaries so that regularly you can try and enforce them without needing to go to your attorney for unnecessary time and expenses. But of course, if that's necessary, if there needs to be some court battle, some fighting in court to reel the other side in, then your attorney should be able to do that when necessary. When you have an ex, a parent on the other side of the case that is uncooperative and doesn't want to communicate professionally, doesn't want to consider the best interests of the children, doesn't want to behave in a manner that a proper parent should be acting, then it's essential to bring these matters before the court, get a court order that requires them to behave in the manner that the law commands, which is indeed a manner beneficial to the best interests of the children. And when the other side violates that court order, you have to hold them accountable. Your attorney has to file what we call a petition for rule to show cause. It's a contempt petition, which requires the other side to pay fines, pay attorney's fees, other fees, even jail as a consequence for their failing to live up to this proper standard. Here we've talked about ways to communicate with your ex while you co-parent during this difficult divorce process. If you have questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to your friends, your attorneys at khk.law for your free consultation.